Daniel Nguyen is on your right. Lucas Dunn is on your left. They are very far away from us. Daniel Nguyen, actually a player who is in the Seattle area, who I've seen playing Elves for a while. So, yeah, he likes to whiteboarder. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I know Daniel Nguyen. Been playing Elves forever. I'm so into whiteboarders now.
You're into it? You're into it?
I've got like these ultimate guard whiteboardifies that I put on my decks.
Oh, so they're like perfect fits, but they got the white around it? Yeah. And you're into it?
That way, like we're testing as a product, and so I just play with them sometimes, and I'm so in. Whiteboarders 10 years ago, I was so out, but what's old becomes new again.
Right.
Plus, I am far too stupid to whiteboarder a card correctly, because I don't know how you do that. I'd screw up for sure. Verdant Catacombs looks like it was the draw here for Daniel. Now, Elves isn't a deck that we've really seen much of here in Legacy recently. Not like Grixis Control and Miracles and a bunch of other stuff, so we don't really see this deck all that much, but it's working out here for Daniel Nguyen as he's going to play our Wirewood Symbiote.
Which is a little bit surprising to me because it's not exactly like the Death Shadow decks are that flush with Sweeper, spot removal. There's not a whole lot of Marsh casualties floating around. The deck seems like a reasonable choice to me right now.
I know the deck lost Deathrite Shaman, and that's obviously a loss, but I don't think it needs Deathrite Shaman.
No, it's not. It's not that critical. It's just it's one other dimension. It's one other mana elf that gets you out of some backdoor spots, but it's not like you need. That deck was really leaning on Deathrite Shaman.
Deathrite Shaman in this deck kind of always struck me as the ultimate luxury.
And arguably, it was. You could argue that it was more harm than good because in these sort of matchups, the elf deck does go beatdown sometimes, and having all of your 1/1s KO'd by the 1/2 is like a big problem.
Yeah. Baneslayer Ranger coming in for some damage here. And now we're going to see Lucas play a Brainstorm. That will resolve. Daniel with 2 Wirewood Symbiotes and a Baneslayer Ranger along with a Forest and a Savannah. Brainstorm done resolving. Now a Flooded Strand will be sacrificed, making it a very healthy Brainstorm here. It's going to be a Watery Grave that's going to get Lucas a little bit lower. So if Daniel didn't know what he's up against, I feel like he will now. He's a pretty seasoned Legacy player. Not a lot of decks do this.
Yeah, the Watery Grave is a giveaway.
Delver of Secrets, and let's head back over to Daniel Nguyen, who will draw.
Players, your pairings for your next round has been posted.
Looking for a glimpse, Natural Order. Some of the explosiveness of this deck.
Even a Visionary would be very good right now.
Yeah.
Have been posted. Please find your seats.
That'll be a Quirion Ranger. Now just an attack for 1 with Baneslayer Ranger. Wow. Very slow start here from Daniel. Checking with Delver of Secrets is Lucas Dunn, and it looks like the whiff. And this will be a Polluted Delta. For another Watery Grave. Next up here for Lucas, Death Shadow. It's online. They're both online now. And now we're going to head back over to Daniel.
Looks like another inconsequential card.
Yeah. Really rough draw. Next up, you also have to walk this weird tightrope now. Do I want to deploy more creatures or not? There's a cradle. All right. 5, 6.
This has got to be some sort of commander card I've never heard of. Archon of Valor's Reach. Is that it?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I actually don't know what that is. I'm going to assume it's not going to resolve, but I'd like to know what that is.
Yeah, questionable though from Nguyen's side if he wanted to be getting in these chip shots with Baneslayer Ranger and such over the last couple of turns. Because you don't want to put yourself, kind of under duress in combat for no reason.
Players in the 11:30 Modern Challenge and the 12:30 Standard or next round pairings have been posted. That's the 11:30 Modern, the 12:30 Standard. Your pairings have gone up.
There are some blocks. Looks like those creatures blocked those Death Shadows and they got returned to hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can block out a little bit with the Wirewood Symbiotes.
Yeah, we are, oddly enough, not only have we never seen Archon of Valor's Reach, but we actually don't even have it in our data bank as far as a card is concerned. I'll tell you. It's 4 green, white, 5/6, Flying Vigilance Trample. As Archon of Valor's Reach enters the battlefield, choose artifact, enchantment, instant, sorcery, or planeswalker. Players can't cast spells of the chosen type.
Oh, that's a whole big deal.
Yeah. I have never seen that card before. I look at Magic cards every day.
That is an intense card.
What do you name with that?
I'm guessing, probably instant.
Yeah, against this deck. Sylvan Library now here for Daniel. It's from Battle Bond. What? All right, sure.
I don't know what that is.
That's
Help me out. What is Battle Bond?
I would like to remind you that you cannot offer your opponent anything in exchange for a match result.
it's the two-headed giant trap set.
Randomly determine the winner.
Oh, okay.
Doing either of these things
Does that help?
will result in
No.
How long ago was that released?
Do you know why this is funny?
Why?
Do you really want to know? You and I previewed a card from Battle Bond.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, that's right. I got it now. That's right. I have a big recollection of this now. Yeah. Oh well. That's probably the last one we're getting.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right.
What on earth is a Battle Bond? Oh.
That's okay. That's okay. That's all right. It's been a long year. It's been a long year, man.
You can't just make up a set and then print a card out of it and put it in your legacy deck.
Boom. There is the Archon of Valor's Reach. Now I want to know what card you previewed from this set since you previewed one.
You and I each got some red card, and I screwed it up because we were supposed to link it to each other's Twitter accounts, and I forgot to do that.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Tweeted it and then deleted it because it had a typo, and then tweeted again and noticed I screwed up, but didn't want to delete it another time.
So you just gave in.
So I just ran with it.
Yep.
Open competitors, just a reminder that if you do place in the top 6
What is a Battle Bond?
24 of this event.
What I can say is, with absolute clarity, this game is not going well for Daniel Nguyen.
No.
That's what I can tell you.
Has yet to find a payoff card except for the one that got countered.
When you finish your matches this round, if you need to update your address or to fill out tax information because you have not before, come up and talk to us at the stage. It only takes a minute. You get that put in so we can get you your prize.
Some days I love this job. Here we go. Let's make some mana. Nettle Sentinel untapped. Nettle Sentinel and Baneslayer Ranger, let's go. Queer and Ranger.
It's going off.
Wirewood Symbiote.
Some more not chump blocking, but
Yeah.
some free blocks. Try to squeeze out another turn, bounce some stuff, maybe draw a glimpse, maybe draw a natural order.
Yeah, Elves is annoying enough that this works. return this, play this. Pass the turn back. Blocker's ready. There's a Verdant Catacombs. And I think you keep attacking with the Death Shadows and various things just because you want to force them to pick up stuff.
There's no well, he has the option to do it anyway. I guess it's all the same, right? Because he's got 3 symbiotes. But he may not necessarily want to bounce 3 things. It may be closer to 2, and then you make some light inroads, but you're not blocking. You might as well force the issue.
Players in the 230 Modern Challenge. Your pairings for your first round are being posted at the gathering point on purple paper. Please make your way to your seats. Again, players in the 230 Modern Challenge.
All right, here's some blocks.
Your pairings for your first round are being posted at the gathering point on purple paper.
Quirion Ranger will get in front of a Death Shadow. Nettle Sentinel will get in front of a Death Shadow. Wirewood Symbiote will get in front of the Gurmag Angler. And we're going to use these to pick these up. 3 damage will come through. Symbiote will die. Win down to 6. Lucas Dunn has 1 card left in hand. Sylvan Library. Elves Visionary among those cards, along with Green Sun Zenith, and another copy of Quirion Ranger.
Well, if he takes an additional card here, he's basically dead on board to the Delver.
Yep.
Because this deck can't gain life or block a flyer or kill a creature. So I think the best course of action is what Wayne has decided to do here, which is you take the Elvish Visionary, keep yourself at 6, try to spin up some cards, some additional resources this turn, use the symbiotes to chump block out of the following attack, and hope to just go crazy the following turn. It's asking a lot, but it's not impossible.
Eli Wernigg won game number 1 in Standard over there against Skylar Lucero. Nice to see that Eli actually got to play a game this round since he didn't last round. Is it Drake's up a game over Jeskai Drake's? Elvish Visionary. Draw a card. Daniel one's got some fight in him. Two green will be used, it looks like, for Zenith for 1. Untap the Nettle Sentinel. All right.
So I'm guessing with a Zenith for 1, you'd want to get Birchlore Rangers here because he's a little tight on... Okay, never mind. My intuition was to go get the Birchlore Rangers because he's a little tight on mana and long on Elves. And if he's cycling through the symbiotes the next turn, then it'd be really good to have a Birchlore Rangers.
Well, he's already got a Birchlore Ranger. Did you mean Heritage Druid?
Excuse me, Heritage Druid. I thought the...
Okay.
Sorry, I thought the Quirion Ranger... The Birchlore Ranger underneath the Quirion Ranger was another Quirion Ranger.
Sure, sure.
My bad. Yeah, now definitely get a Heritage Druid. Then you got a lot of different ways to split up your mana. But the other thing to keep in mind here is that you would ideally you would want to keep enough creatures in play that if you're able to really do a ton, that Craterhoof Behemoth is still legal. Lethal, rather. So even though you can chump block and bounce a lot of stuff back to your hand, you want to keep enough stuff on the battlefield such that Craterhoof is potentially lethal. It shouldn't be that hard because Wynn doesn't want to put the symbiotes at risk anyway inside of combat, but just a thing to keep in mind.
The draw is Nettle Sentinel. Play the Nettle Sentinel with a green mana floating. Tap 2 Nettle Sentinels and an Elf. Now he's going to pick up Elvish Visionary, draw another card. Would have access to... If he drew a Natural Order this turn, you could actually cast it. I don't know how much he could attack with, though.
Well, the 2 symbiotes, right? At the minimum? At
the minimum, that's very true. That's very true. They're upside down, but they're not tapped. And these battlefields with Elves can get crazy.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, it's
so
super
far.
lethal.
Yeah.
Super lethal, yeah.
I mean, you can't forget Crater Hoof has haste too. So
yeah, it's dead just on the multiplier of eligible attackers, to say nothing of the Crater Hoof itself.
All right, so all that stuff happened, but no attack to be had, and now we head back over to Lucas Dunn. All right, what's this? Hymn to Torok. Make him discard. Dryad Arbor bites the dust. Okay. Yeah, I don't think you should attack with the other stuff.
There's nothing to be gained. Nguyen has the option of bouncing all this stuff anyway, and it might matter should it come down to Crater Hoof, although I doubt it. I think that assuming Nguyen doesn't just upheaval himself here at the end of the turn, he's leaving plenty on the battlefield where if he finds Crater Hoof, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 64, 69. It's so far past reasonable.
All right, well, top cards are Natural Order, Green Sun Zenith, and Glimpse. So this is interesting. 3 green. Those were all cards he was looking for much earlier in the game that he has found now. So there's a Glimpse, untap, and else. Because this Glimpse is basically free.
Yeah, he's going
to... The Glimpse actually might just generate mana.
Yeah, Nguyen's going to... this is shaping up to be a turn where he might draw his whole deck.
So here's Elvish Visionary. Untap. He's down to 3 mana. Trigger from Glimpse, draw a card. Trigger from Visionary, draw a card. Okay, 6. Quirion Ranger down to 5, draw a card. Up to 8.
I mean, he's just gonna he can keep going for a long time, and if he ever finds a Cradle, then that's pretty much infinite.
Yep. Natural Order down to 4 green. Sacrifices the Quirion Ranger. That's going to resolve. Has plenty of mana to pay for Spell Pierce for days, whatever nonsense.
9 times 9 is 81 plus the power on the. Yeah, he's attacking for literally 100.
That's a pretty impressive comeback there.
That was great.
Yeah.
That was great.
Now, he's been playing this deck for a really long time as Daniel Nguyen, and he's going to win game number 1 here over Lucas Dunn. Elves up a game there over Demir, Death's Shadow. Lucas Dunn just couldn't get across the finish line, and Daniel was able to build up enough stall tactics on the ground of that battlefield to be able to buy enough time to get the job done.
Really impressive.
Middle match is still in game number 1, it looks like. That's Bant Spirits against Azorius Control. So that's Wilson Miller battling Andrew Zickler. And if Andrew is still playing in that game, I've got to believe that he's doing okay. And then for our standard match, Eli Wernigg with Is It Drake's up a game there over Skylar Lucero playing Jeskai Drake. So we're going to the sideboards. And with that, we're going to start with Lucas Dunn and his 3 Surgical Extraction, 2 Bitter Blossom, 2 Diabolic Edict, 2 Fluster Storm, 2 Liliana the Last Hope, 2 Ratchet Bomb, and then 2 Toxic Deluge.
Give me the bottom 3. Liliana the Last Hope, Ratchet Bomb, and Toxic Deluge, all excellent here.
Other side of things here for Daniel Nguyen, 3 Surgicals of his own. No one likes to lose to Graveyard decks. 3 Thoughtseize, 2 Abrupt Decay, 2 Assassin's Trophy, 2 Cabal Therapy, 2 Choke, and a Nissel Vital Force.
So I'm most interested in the Abrupt Decays and the Assassin's Trophies. I could be talked into Choke. I could be talked into a little bit of the discard, but you don't want to dilute your deck that much. I'm more interested in just having some removal for the threat cards, because if you can manage that, you have a lot of time to set up shop, as we saw there in the first game. A little bit of breathing space, and Nguyen can go over Dunn's resistance pretty easily.
Well, those are the options there for both players. And we'll get game number 2 underway here in just a moment. We want to talk about the rest of Season 1 here on the SCG Tour, of which there's not much left.
You mean of Season 2?
Oh, Season 2, thank you. Thank you. There's not much left.
This is the.
I don't know what this is.
This is the last slide for Season 1 of 2019.
All right, let's try. There it is. Canceled.
Baltimore in 2 weekends, and then after that, Season 2 Invitational, Berglund Center, Roanoke, Virginia.
So Baltimore, that's your last show of the year.
Yeah.
That's it, man.
But I'm back in January. I mean, you know.
You get to hang it up.
I got mouths to feed. I'll be back on the road in no time.
Season 2 Invitational will be me, Todd Anderson, Matthias Hunt, Ryan Overturf, Nick Miller, and everybody else for SCG Con Winter.
Yeah.
So we don't have a lot of dates left. If you want to come hang out in Baltimore for that Modern Open, we'll be there. Inner Harbor. Love the Inner Harbor in Baltimore.
It's a good convention site.
Love it. The Shake Shack. You're right, Director. I will get that Shake Shack. Can't get noodles anymore.
Shut down. Shut down.
Still not happy about that. Playmats, what we got? Siege Gang Commander. When is this card going to start seeing play?
It's unlikely.
Standard. What?
Just 5 mana for
4 creatures?
I just don't think it's that likely.
All right.
There's no Goblin War Chief level enabler for this sort of thing.
You know Goblin War Chief's legal, right?
Is it? Like actual straight Goblin War Chief?
Yes.
Are there 17 other push goblins like there was an Onslaught block?
No.
Okay, well.
All right.
Land of War Elves. This is a good one. Staple.
I think that card's not that good now.
Still powerful. Just may not be contextually very good in the standard.
All right, can we agree on the last one?
Wizard Lightning. Legacy
staple.
Dominant.
Easily Legacy staple.
You chalice for 1 against my burn deck?
Doesn't
I don't care.
matter. Yeah.
I don't care. This costs 3. So it costs 1 because I got a wizard. What wizards do I have? Mutavault.
Boom.
Grim Lavamancer, I think, is a wizard.
We didn't get to do the last slide there, free and exclusive.
Yeah, if you sign up, you show up to any of these things.
I don't know what's happening. Everything is going wrong.
We're time jumping.
Everything is going wrong right now. Nothing's going right. Now I just need the table to break down there. Just fall. Watery Grave untapped, down to 17. See, this is why we don't come to the West Coast. Everything just goes wrong when we come here. No one sleeps. We don't eat.
It's confusing.
We don't know where we are. What time zone are we in? Pacific?
Yeah.
Yeah, get that green counter out of here. Zenith for 0. Dryad Arbor. Delver, will you transform? You will not. So in for 1 instead of in for 3.
So bingo got resolved yesterday.
That's true.
But if you're still interested in filling out your board, player shuffles 3 times in 1 turn. That just happened. Verdant Catacombs, that's 1. And Green Sun Zenith, that is 2, interestingly enough.
You know who knows that?
James Gates.
Greg Hatch, actually, is the answer. If you cast a Green Sun Zenith against Greg Hatch, who's got Cozy's Trickster,
2 counters.
That's a 3/3. It's a 3/3. Forest. Nettle Sentinel. Nettle Sentinel. Next turn could be crazy. Looks like they're confirming life totals real quick. All right, we're good. Transform? Yes. Fatal Push.
Good one to show.
Not bad, not bad, not bad. All right. Ponder is going to shuffle. Insectile aberrations are on the loose. Mystery card coming here for Lucas. All right. Wasteland. No targets. In for 6. Daniel will fall down to 12. The follow-up is Dismember. I was like,
can't push, can't push.
Excuse me?
Yep.
Oh, big draw step here. Queer Ranger. All right. He's got Glimpse in hand, and I'm curious to see how wild he can go.
Well, you can sort of do a little bit of setup here with, say, Elvish Visionary, another elf, and then try to go to the next turn Glimpse with a bunch of mana available. Glimpsing from this spot seems overly ambitious. If you had a Cradle in hand already, maybe you could talk me into it, but from here, I kind of like the idea of setting up for 1 turn and then trying to go wild the next.
Standard's going to game 3. Modern's still in game 1, apparently. Queer Ranger. Draw a card. There's a Windswept Heath. Draw a card from the Glimpse, of course. Now crack the Misty. Also been informed there's a judge call going on in that Modern match, so we'll see what's going on there. Looks like maybe Nettle Sentinel's giving some beatdowns. There's a Wirewood, a trigger, draw. Queer Ranger. Pass the turn back. So maybe more of a setup turn there.
Yeah, I thought that, you know, the setup was going to come from more of like a symbiote plus a 1-drop with a glimpse of the following turn. Nguyen tried to build up a little bit that turn. Didn't hit any of the big payout cards. Harris Druid, possibly a Cradle.
All right. Down to 5 goes Daniel Nguyen. Lucas wants to know exactly what all these elves do. Nettle Sentinel 2/2, doesn't untap. We play a green spell, untap it. Quarian Ranger, 1 mana, 1/1. Return a forest, untap a creature. Only once per turn. Wirewood Symbiote, return an elf, untap a creature. Once per turn. I like that artwork the best.
I'm always go for the original.
Yeah. Fatal Push the Quarian Ranger.
Okay.
Turn that. Yikes. That's all right. That's all right.
Still going to buy you for
That's learning the hard way.
It's okay.
That's all right. Been there.
You want to open up, just kill
the symbiote. Yeah,
always start with kill.
That's what you do against Elves. You kill the symbiote.
Then you can wasteland the bayou.
Elvish Visionary. Draw a card.
Okay.
Oh, baby. What can we do here? A Gaia's Cradle was the draw. Is there a reason we have 5 green? Yeah, okay. Three green right now. Use this, bounce this, play this. Down to 1. Visionary. I think the fun might run out here.
I believe this is a dead end.
It is. Lucas Dunn, Daniel Nguyen, all tied up. Dimir Death Shadow, Elves, get ready for game number 3. Let's go to Standard. Let's go to Standard. They're starting game number 3. This modern match is still just battling. Now, as we know, Eli Wernigg, the camera has been unkind.
2 mulligans to 4 against Jonathan Job. Teammates, however, able to pull it out last round.
It's been ugly. That's all I'll say. Now is the time to redeem yourself, Eli. Show us what you're working with. This could be good. And they'll be giving the green light here from us in just a moment. And we're going to see Jeskai Drakes versus Izzet Drakes. All right. Eli. Huh. Did he keep like, oh my goodness, he kept the hand.
He
With
might have
more
gone
than
to
4 cards.
Might have gone to 6.
Yeah, I think you might be right. It'll be an opt. Here's another land there for Eli. And now chart a course. Draw 2, discard a card, preferably Arclight Phoenix. It'll just be a mountain. Pass the turn back. Opt on the end step there from Skylar. So both players doing a little bit of manipulation, pardon me. Of course, Sulphur Falls was the second land there for Wernigg. And now we head back over to Lucero. Crash through. So this is the version of the deck with a lot of cantrips, like Warlord's Fury as well, to be able to make big drakes.
A couple maximized velocity to try to do the one hit.
All right, we have an update in our modern match. Now it looks like Andrew Zickler won game number 1. They do have a 7-minute time extension from that judge call. But it looks like whatever problem they had is resolved. And we finally have a game winner over there. Crackling Drake will be the discard. Sacred Foundry there. Untapped, and now Warlord's Fury again. So all these just kind of random cantrips this deck plays to enable Enigma Drake and Crackling Drake, and sometimes those creatures have haste, but they're always big.
And because the deck is so intense on 1-mana cantrips and is less about the 2-mana ones, you do not see copies of Goblin Electromancer here.
Yep.
Doesn't do an effective job reducing. On the other side, Wernigg's deck is built enough around the Goblin Electromancer that he's playing with several mana copies of Divination on top of all the 2-mana cyclers like Chart of Course and Tormenting Voice.
Arclight Phoenix will come in here for 3. Lucero appears to be down to 11. The follow-up now is Opt. A lot of tire spinning here. Going to go back over to Eli now. We have ourselves an Enigma Drake, and I think Eli's probably got some interest knowing just how large that thing is. And it's a pretty big one. There you go.
Yeah,
6/4.
This deck fills up real fast.
Yeah, it's not hard for these things to be at least 6 power. There's a Mountain. There's Crackling Drake.
And even in front, 29, Eli wants to kind of pump the brakes here and try to block. I don't think he wants to turn this game into a race.
It's not a race. I think he'll win. It's probably for the best. There's Crackling Drake. I mean, these things are huge. Beacon Bolt looks like it may have been the draw. That's obviously going to be a big spell. Though I don't think Skylar has a land to play for the turn. So we're going to head back over to Eli. Oh, pathetic.
Yeah, just rubbing it in.
3-power Drake. Mountain the draw. Niv-Mizzet in hand, though, for Wernigg. That one is not pathetic if it enters the battlefield. Mountain, mountain, mountain. Blue, blue, blue. All right. Niv-Mizzet is here. There's a Glacial Fortress.
Attention Magic players, this is a last call for registration for today's 3 p.m. Legacy Challenge. If you would like to play in today's 3 p.m.
You don't want the dice actually on the card because we're not representing counters, just representing the power of the creature for the audience at home. Beacon Bolt. Trigger there from Niv-Mizzet. Whenever a player plays an instant sorcery, you draw a card. The Niv-Mizzet will trigger it again to deal 1 to something. Looks like it's going to be Skylar. 7-power Drakes. Chart of Course. There goes the Sacred Foundry.
Players in the 2 p.m. Standard Challenge. Your pairings for your next
Drakes
round
are 8 power now.
Yep. Now the player really willing to make a move here until they can actually kill in one shot.
2 p.m. Standard Challenge. Your pairings for your next round.
And as good as I think Niv-Mizzet is in this matchup, Beacon Bolt is a great solution.
Yeah, but Chero only has so many. And it does jam up his ability to just chain together a bunch of cheap spells.
Here's another Niv-Mizzet. And this is the combination that many have talked about on Star City Games in their articles, be it Ben Friedman, be it Jerry Thompson, be it Owen Turtenwald. The combination of Niv-Mizzet plus Dive Down.
Yeah, that's the setup. Because they basically get one shot at it, and if it doesn't go down, that's it.
Yeah, so there's Beacon Bolt. trigger. You get to draw and deal 1 damage to something. And so Wernigg's going to play dive down here.
Yeah, that is brutal. I mean, if Lucero can't do it this turn, he's going to die.
Target creature you control gets +0/+3 and gains hexproof until end of turn. We've seen these kind of cards all over the course of Magic history. Most of the time, they're not even constructed playable.
Yep. This one, I mean, 1 cost gives something hexproof, and 1 cost gives something +0/+3 are both not that far off. You put them together, and it's going to be good in combat a bunch. It's going to be good against spells a bunch.
Here's a radical idea. Trigger.
Yeah, I think Scholar's just going to get
Might
burned
just
out
kill
here.
him now.
It may not even involve combat.
Yep. Tormenting Voice. Yeah, this is pretty easy here.
You can see the Electromancer in this deck does so much more work because Wernigg's leaning much more heavily on cards that cost 2 with a colorless rolled in.
Yep. Burn you right out. Exactly what Eli Wernigg was able to do. And see, Eli, the camera can be fun sometimes, as he's going to win this game of match there over Skylar Lucero. 2-1. Is it Drake's? Off of the power of Niv-Mizzet will take care of Jeskai Drakes. And now we see where we're going to go. I think we might just go back to Legacy Land. See if Daniel Nguyen's having some fun up top. It's funny, that combination of cards. Oh boy. Oh, no. Oh, no. Chokes on the battlefield.
Yeah.
Assassin's Trophy is going to kill that. So Daniel Nguyen has a Resolve Choke, 2 Elvish Visionaries, Thinhorn Elves, Dryad Arbor, a couple of lands.
You want to roll down to Modern?
Might be the right thing to do. Yeah. I mean,
I'm happy to watch this. You know me.
Yeah.
I just think it might be better for the viewers at home if we go down to,
You know what? I think we roll down to Modern.
Let's roll down to Modern.
Got an opponent in the sleeper hold here in Lucas Dunn. Daniel Nguyen's having fun with his prey. So, yeah, let's roll on down to Modern. Well, what do we have here? We got Andrew Zickler playing Azorius Control, Wilson Miller playing Advanced Spirits. So let's see. For Andrew Zickler, Detention Sphere took care of some Noble Hierarchs. He's got 2 Field of Ruins, an Island, and a Hallowed Fountain. For Wilson Miller, 2 Vials, a couple of lands, and a Mausoleum Wanderer. Now, I would think that this is a good matchup here for Bant Spirits, but
I'm not sure. I mean, it plays a good flash game, and that's not a bad starting point. The deck just doesn't seem that strong against Supreme Verdict, and if you have enough little pieces of removal for things like Selfless Spirit. But I buy that Bant Spirits can make this tough.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't present the fastest of clocks, I will say that. There's a breeding pool for Wilson Miller. Unsurprisingly, Daniel Nguyen won his match there against Lucas Dunn. Elves with the power of Choke gets the job done there over Demir's Shadow. There's a Noble Hierarch. An attack for 2, it looks like. Looks like a Field of Ruin will be used to blow up the Hallowed Fountain. But I actually think this is more fixing for Andrew Zickler than anything.
It's a little bit of both. You're probably not going to be able to really cut Miller off of anything meaningful, but it lets you get your second white mana.
Yeah.
Make your way to your seats again. Players in the 3 p.m. Legacy Challenge. Your pairings for your first round are posted at the gathering point on turquoise paper.
Time to team up. Big match here for both teams. Zickler in a good position, obviously, up a game, and doesn't appear to be doing too poorly this game.
Yeah, not all the pressure in the world on him. Looks like he got 2 for 1 in the detention sphere. Miller looks pretty light on cards.
Oh.
Oh. Ho. Hold up.
All right. No Plummet Planeswalker in Modern.
No.
So there's Baneslayer Angel. Well,
Love going for it.
same.
They don't have a whole lot that blow you out in that spot. Who knows how much in the way of Path to Exile Miller has left in the deck. Or Reflector Mage. Probably not a whole lot either.
4 mana. Company. Well, it better be good. 3, 4, 5, 6. Image, copying Baneslayer and Rattle Chains. All right. I don't hate it. Temple Guard enters the battlefield tapped. And passing it.
Not optimistic about the survival rate of this Phantasmal Image, but it's at least something.
Neither am I. Neither am I. I think Path to Exile was the draw. There's also a copy of Cryptic Command in hand right now for Zickler. And Zickler's mana allows him to do both. And now his teammates there, and Nguyen and Lucero, helping him through it.
I'm guessing that you don't really want to, plan on doing both here because the Mausoleum Wanderer. So probably just open on the path.
Very good point. Get in there with the Baneslayer Angel. This strategy is still a good one after all these years of just big Angel. Can you beat it?
It's too hard for you to keep in your creature removal, and this creature on the battlefield's worth more than 6 of yours. Even if you know it's coming, it's still hard to justify leaving in a bunch of paths.
Yeah. Another Mausoleum Wanderer. And now you see the disparity in card quality. The spirits do work well as a unit, but as there's a Kleptic Company, well,
I mean,
I'm countering that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Counter it with a new one because it can't attack. Yeah, I'm countering that.
Yeah, I'm not thrilled with the use of Cryptic there.
6 cards. Did he find anything?
And Miller is now on empty, right? This is his last.
Yeah, those are the last
little
cards.
bit.
Yeah. Selfless Spirit. Drogskull Captain. Okay. Trying to build up an army here. Rattle Chains is 3 power. Mausoleum Wanderer looks to be larger than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe. Actually, 5 power. 1 from the Mausoleum Wanderer that enters the battlefield, 1 from the Captain, 1 from the Selfless Spirit, and then the Captain giving it +1/+1. Makes that a 5 power creature, and then Noble Hierarch should make it deal 6. If my math is correct. Let's go over to Zickler. Makes you wonder what he's got left now. Losing out on that Cryptic Command, pretty brutal.
I believe Supreme Verge is among his cards.
That would be very mediocre.
Hang back. I mean, that if you think that Wilson is basically trying to set up a spot where you attack with the Baneslayer and tries to cobble together a block and Selfless Spirit the team to keep it all alive, then your Supreme Verge gets everything the next turn. Alternatively, you could just hang back on defense and say, well, you can't really attack the Baneslayer Angel, but that risks a Path or a Reflector Mage suddenly basically killing you should that happen.
Does make you wonder if those cards are still in the deck after sideboard for Wilson Miller, the Reflector Mage in the Path.
For sure. I think Zickler can kind of play this game assuming that that's not likely, but you can't round it down to 0. I mean, one Path or one Reflector Mage being in the deck somewhere would not be the most surprising thing.
Oh, no, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
And Zickler's just picked up a Path for his trouble, and that puts him in a really good position of having an easy answer to the Selfless Spirit. And then from there, the Baneslayer is plus Supreme Verdict is super dominating.
Maybe things become a lot easier then?
I think so. The problem is you just don't want to get tripped up where the Selfless Spirit either blows you out in combat or prevents you from casting a sweeper. If you're able to piece together a little bit of removal for it, your position's really good, I think.
I think I agree with you. Baneslayer Angel and Jace the Mind Sculptor. Quite the duo. Seen it over the years.
Team open players, that is time in the round. Active player, finish your turn. You have up to 5 turns to finish your match. Please remember, if any one team has won two matches, then the match is over. Please fill out the slip and bring it up.
Players in the Modern Classic, that is time in round number 6.
Yeah, these guys trying to figure out if there's a good way to get through any of this.
Right. And where do the attacks go? Are they just trying to play through Jace at this point, or do you make any effort to attack it down?
Yeah. It's pretty tough when Jace is being protected by Baneslayer Angel.
Yeah, it's a tough combo. You got a bunch of 2-2s and 3-3s or whatever.
All aboard. We'll find out where these are attacking. Get some information there. That'll be helpful. Get a little clarification. Looks like they're all going to Jace. Okay. Feel like that permanent's important enough to get rid of.
Sean McKay to the side event stage.
All right, so first strike damage would happen first. All right, here's Path on Drogskull Captain. Oh, did he draw another one? Oh, okay. Spell Queller's not bad.
No, not at all.
Okay. So first strike damage, Rattle Chains will die. Regular damage, Jace will die. All right.
And Miller still has not pulled the trigger on the Selfless Spirit.
Nope. Well, we might be looking at an upkeep Field of Ruin to get a shuffle for the deck. Potentially here.
Time becoming an issue here. I mean, they have an extension and all that, but...
Oh, boy.
I wouldn't want to shuffle that one away.
No. No, no, no. I'd want to keep that one. Can't Mausoleum Wander that. I suppose you can try. Mausoleum Wander being for 2. 1 for itself, 1 for the power of the Drogskull. Captain is getting it. All right, sacrifice Selfless Spirit, sure. Path to Exile, can't really do much with, so they're going to ask what happens with Spell Queller when I have no targets. It doesn't go back to hand.
Yeah, I think it's just dusted.
Mm-hmm. So just an Exile. All right. Zickler's already drawn his card for the turn. That was Terminus. Pass. Okay. Well, I guess if you're Wilson, I got rid of Baneslayer Angel.
I gotta say, I'm not a huge fan of doing anything here with with the Field of Ruin.
Why is that?
I don't want to give Miller a shuffle.
Ah, because
you just put 6 creatures on the
bottom of his deck. Yeah, yeah, that's a really good point.
Unless you really need to fix the mana, or you're actually going to keep him off a color of mana. If you're just doing it to do it, though, I wouldn't bother.
Flooded Strand, pass the turn back. We're going to play a little draw go now. Such an important round for both of these teams. Winner of this match is likely just into the top 8.
Yeah. So,
pretty intense match. It's starting to work its way towards time. Activate the Vial. All right, Drug School Captain. Leave Vial on 3 and 2. In for 2. Activate this. You have to respond if you're Zickler.
But what are you concerned about? What do you want to do here?
You have. I would just want to path it.
But what's the card he's going to vial in that you care about?
Image that copies that.
Yeah, I think Zickler. I thought Zickler was still sitting on a Supreme Verdict.
No, I don't think he is.
Okay.
I mean, I could be wrong. I haven't got a good look at his hand recently, but image that copies that. I mean, he does have Terminus in the graveyard. So he may not actually care. Like, if he has Supreme Verdict, obviously he doesn't care. But this leads me to believe that he doesn't. Yeah, so he's going to path there.
I mean, doesn't this, if that's the setup, doesn't he? Okay, never mind.
All right. And it's just Supreme Phantom.
My concern my concern with playing around Phantasmal Image there is then he gets to Image or Snapcaster and Flashback Collected Company.
That's a concern.
Which is like...
That's actually real.
So,
yeah.
If that's the worst thing that he can do there, I think I would prefer to roll with it, especially because you're a mana away from just being able to Snapcaster your Terminus and not worry about it. But it was just if it's just a Lord, then who cares?
Yeah,
no harm.
Supreme Phantom doesn't even matter.
No harm, no foul.
Yeah. Well, there's Collected Company. Does this resolve? If there's a fetch land being sacrificed in response, then I'm led to believe the answer is no, it does not resolve. This feels like a cryptic command. Blue-white's got some powerful cards, folks.
Yeah, no. It's basically this was a standard deck, by the way.
Yeah. Supreme Phantom looks like it wants to attack. It's going to attack Jace down to 2. Jace doesn't mind being a 2, though. Land. Okay. Okay. Draw with the Fairy. Brainstorm with Jace. Got a Snapcaster Mage. Got about 6 cards in hand.
Now it's just time.
Yes, it is. That's all that matters now is tick-tock, goes the clock. Here comes Snapcaster Wilson down to 7. Zickler's got plenty of life, best permanents on the battlefield, a million cards in hand. But hey, got to get the last 7 across. Yep. That's on him and his team to get done. That's all part of playing competitive Magic. Jace is down to 1. Maybe. Sure. The other thing too, like if you're a Zickler, those guys, look, you're in such a commanding spot, you need to play fast.
Yeah.
Sure. Just cast your spells. I wouldn't even consult my teammates about decisions anymore.
No, we're past that point. You can only the only thing that can go wrong here is the clock. There's no way that you make, enough mistakes for this game to be lost.
Yeah, find a colonnade, find a way to kill your opponent. Sure. So I'd also just be F6ing like on my turn. For the most part. Like if you're gonna activate Vial, fine. Dispel the company. Absolutely.
Yeah, and just, tap and draw with Cryptic.
Yeah, also like on my turn I'm gonna bounce Image, tuck Supreme Phantom, fire up colonnade, attack for 6, like all that stuff. It might get a little sloppy, but you got to get it over with. And they were able to do so, and they're pretty pleased.